Hello Capsuleer, my name is Gildy and welcome to EVE Online. Passive income, a dream of a lot of Capsuleers. Making Omega come to them through PLEX purchases and focusing just on the fun parts of the game, and all that without having to use your real-life ISK. Bad news for such dreamers is that there is no truly passive income in New Eden. However, there is some low-effort ways of making some ISK on the side, which can in theory supply your ISK income and lower the threshold of ISK you need to actively make to PLEX up your account each month. I will go over them today as a brief overview and link videos that I or other Capsuleers already made on them, as well as channels that focus on different aspects of those low maintenance incomes throughout the video and in the video description as well. On to the first and the most popular activity that people think of when someone mentions printing ISK. Planetary Industry, or PI for short. It is an Omega-only activity because you cannot train the skills needed for it or set it all up as alpha, though I have heard that some people do set planets up with short Omega packs and then let the planets run until they get completely filled up. The prep needed for this activity is only to train the skills and then set the planets up once you decide on what you want to produce. You can have all three characters produce it on one of your accounts, and setting up PI ults for the PI specifically is as easy as getting a large skill injector for them, which gives you 5 planets to work with and level 4 command centers. Alternatively, you can run the Air Career program for them and get the SP that way. Setting up planets just got quite easy as well. CCP introduced planet templates recently, and some industrious Capsuleers have already prepared batches of templates for every single type of planet you might need. I have also shared the templates of the planets I have set up in my PI videos. Once the planets have been set up, the only thing you really need to do is decide how often you want to take care of it. The more often you reset your raw material extractor cycles, the bigger your ISK output. But you will also fill up the storage faster, forcing you to extract it. I personally run 24-hour cycles on extractors and end up having to empty my launch pads once a week. Moreover, the more risk you put into your PI, the more ISK it will bring to you, as the planets have bigger material density, the lower the system security is, so going into low-sec, null-sec, wormholes or pochfen will get you more materials. Depending on the goods you produce and where you produce them, you might be looking at a few hundred million ISK per month per character. My advice is, if you want to just produce to dump the materials on the market, try not to set up all your planets to produce just one item, so your profits don't fully depend on someone crashing the market just for that one item because they could. I will link my PI guides where I got into more detail on the screen right now. Second way you can get your wealth to increase is to use your ISK to make ISK regardless of your account status. I am talking about investing in certain items that have cyclical tendencies to go up and down in price. You don't need to day trade, as it does take a lot of tracking of your profits, but if you find some specific items that have known cycles, you can invest the ISK that is burning a hole in your wallet, so it works for you rather than doing nothing. The items that are known to fluctuate due to the sales in the New Eden store are skill extractors, hypercores, multi-character training certificates, just to name a few. There is also markets centered around some of the events. If you look at mining ships or ice harvesting equipment around the Winter Nexus event, it usually spikes in price, sometimes doubling for the duration of the event, so making some or slowly purchasing those items might be a good idea. What makes them interesting investments is that you can clearly see in the market menu how often CCP does sales for said items, letting you know when is the best time to start dumping your stock on the market, and in case of event-related items, you know at the start of the year which events CCP will be holding in the roadmap. If you want to look at market opportunities and have regular summaries of what is going on in markets of New Eden, I cannot recommend Oz Report enough. He does great summaries of the situation on the markets, letting people that take the time to watch the reports know what might be an interesting choice to purchase at the time. Next way of earning ISK is something I was debating if I should put in this video because it might be the lowest income of them all, and it only gets into low effort territory after you already did the grind to start it. I am talking about the R&D agents who let you buy data cores needed for invention for just 10,000 ISK each and 100 research points. How this mostly forgotten activity type, due to exploration bringing tons of data cores of all types, works is that you need to grind up your corporation or faction standings for corporations around the area that can get you the R&D agents for types of data cores you want. It can be a tedious job doing missions, which can be made a little simpler if you got high faction standings. This will unlock higher level missions for quicker corporation standings grind. If you need to grind up faction standings real quick, check out my faction standings speedrun video for some tips. Once you get to the standings level that lets you get the agents you want, you can set up research jobs for the agents to do for you. The limit of the jobs that you can run at the same time is 6, and to get to it, you will need to train research project management. Moreover, you will need to have prerequisite skills for certain types of cores as per EveWiki. How the research point production works is that the higher the agent level, your negotiation skill, agents' standings towards you, and your level in the science they are researching for you, the more points they generate a day. You can just ignore this at this point and let the points tick for a while before you cash your cores out. Or every day, go do a mission, which is either a quick small career job or them asking you to bring them titanium, which you can stash in the station they are at, so you can finish the mission right away. This increases their standings towards you, netting you slowly but surely more points, but it also gives you a second set of daily points. I will leave a link to EveWiki about R&D agents in the video description if you want to read a bit more about them. Another activity that can be as grindy or as lazy as you want is industry. If you can find some high value or high volume items that don't usually suffer from big price changes, you might be looking at a great source of income for low effort. To make this a low effort activity, you will need to look at items that you can produce in bulk with decent profit and low volume of materials needed to make the item itself. Some items that come to mind are ammo, especially Triglavian weapon ammo, but there is profit in all of them usually. Other can be light drones, as making Tech 2 versions of them already can use PI, which you can source yourself if you planned ahead with your extraction, and it increases your profit margins. Another obvious choice will be both Tech 1 and Tech 2 rigs. Salvage takes barely any space, and rigs, especially tank ones, are always in demand, making them a great production choice. Last but not least, I have seen a great video by StrangeNet some time ago that talked about using your research slots to make ISK in a very relaxed way. It does involve some research into what is profitable, but setting stuff up to gain value and forgetting about it for a bit is something that is quite appealing to me. The method is to buy unresearched BPOs of ships, take the time to research them, and then sell them on the contract market. You can even do it as an alpha player, since as an alpha you do get one research slot to use, but of course, the more slots you have, the higher your income can be. If you want to expand how many BPOs you can work on at the same time, you need to train laboratory operation and advanced laboratory operation for the total of 11 slots for Omega players. Thing with this method is that you will maybe not invest a ton of ISK into the items, as the BPOs are usually not that expensive, but you will have to invest time, and a lot of it. Research can take weeks if not months, and then you will need to tend to your contracts to make sure you don't get undercut and sell the BPOs for a decent profit. If you want to get to know more about this method, do check out StrangeNet's video. And that's all I have for you today. If you can think of other low-effort ways of getting ISK, leave them in the comments below. If there is one that looks interesting, do the same and make sure to add your in-game name to the comments that you will be dropping, as I will be choosing at random 3 lucky winners from the main comments, so responses to someone else's comment won't work. Winners will get a partner exclusive skin. 2 more skins will be also given away on my Discord server, link in the video description. Both giveaways will be ending in 3 days from this video being published. If you enjoyed this video, share it with a corp mate that might need it, leave a like and subscribe to see my future uploads. If you are interested in what I will talk about next, my videos go up every Sunday. And if we never see each other in space again, Capsulia, fly safe.